What's up, everybody? It's your boy Cam and Bubs. Hey, Bubs. Hi, Bubs. Today, I'm here to bring you my list of my top 5 games of 2019. I know it's been a long time coming. I've been dragging my feet on it. I've been dragging my feet on a lot of things, but it's finally here. It's happening now. My top 5 games. This year was an interesting year. Somewhat of a tweener year, but I played 60 games this year, lots and lots of time. I'm pretty sure a record amount of time, and 17 of them were brand new. And of those 17, I've selected 5. No honorable mentions this year. So without dilly-dallying anymore, let's get right into it. Number 5 is fittingly Gears of War 5, or Gears 5, rather. Gears 5. Now, Gears 5 is an interesting choice because it kind of made this list by default. Not saying that the games I played this year were not, or the new games I played in 2019 were not good, but a lot of them were not, game of the year worthy to me. They weren't even considered. They weren't even up for consideration. In fact, the ones I had for honorable mention, I actually removed from the list because I didn't think they were that good. But Gears 5 was a game that I was pretty excited about when they announced it I think it was last year at E3. I wonder if y'all can hear his purring. Ow. Come on, Bubs. Playing it the first time, it was really interesting because anybody who has played a Gears game, you know what a Gears game is. But for each iteration of Gears, it feels like you have to kind of relearn the base mechanics of the game. You got to relearn the changes. And I remember the upgrade to Gears 4, it was the speed at which the game moved. Come on. This one is even more movement based. It's less cover, more movement. It's still cover, but more movement from cover to cover. And I like that, especially... come on. I'm trying to record here. Especially in the multiplayer modes, the Horde mode is really good. I like the way they streamline things. I like the way they change things. And it took us, me and Mike... or I played this with Mike, my former roommate. But the more we played it, I think the more we liked it. Initially, it was a little strange, but it's turned out really good. And the escape mode is really fun. The escape mode is really, really cool. I haven't played the story. I'm never going to play the story. I don't care about the story of Gears. But it's definitely good. It's definitely going to tide me over until whatever they have next. I hope they release that tactics game that they have coming out for Xbox so that I can play it as well. Number 4, Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now, I know there was a big controversy with the Pokemon Dexit. Them getting rid of half the Pokemon in the game, whatever. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I like the decisions that Game Freak has made, especially for this game. The way that it has changed the competitive meta is amazing. Pokemon that should not be viable or wouldn't be viable in any other generation are viable now because they don't have certain checks and counters. And I'm kind of sad that they are following up with adding 200 more Pokemon. Now, granted, some of my favorites are not in here, and I'm hoping that they get put in. And I'm interested to see the changes that are made to the game. But I think Pokemon Sword and Shield was really fun. I spent 30 hours. I beat the game at exactly 30 hours. I don't really rush through Pokemon games. And then afterwards, I'm now up to 120 hours just building up Pokemon that I like for my teams. And it's so easy now. It's so much easier than it ever was to get Pokemon max level, to get good teams, to breed good Pokemon. And so I really appreciate that. And I super appreciate the wild area. The wild area is amazing. Max raid battles are superb. I love that they gave you like crappy computer opponents to play with to kind of encourage you to play with others. I like that they've encouraged that. I like the decisions that they made with the game. I know not everybody likes them. I know people are knocking them because it looks like a up-res 3DS game. It's Pokemon. It's Pokemon. Just shut up and play Pokemon. I'm not arguing. I'm not having this argument anymore. If you haven't played it, then, whatever. Just enjoy playing last gen. Or play on Smogon. Smogon's got all the crap. Just play on Smogon. Number 3 is, fittingly, again, Borderlands 3. Borderlands 3 is more Borderlands, and it's better gunplay. The kind of guns that you can find in this game are so much better than the guns that you could find in Borderlands. It's more Borderlands. It's better. It's more Borderlands. The switching mechanic is great. Ability trees are I think are really cool. Playing through the game was amazing, and the post game is pretty good. So the only knock on the game I have is the story. A lot of the characters are really, really good, which I appreciate. But how can you top Handsome Jack? The gunplay is so good. It's so fun to play. I remember when I first got it and I was playing it, my wife was just watching me like play like a child with a new toy on Christmas because it was that fun to play. I loved it. I'm looking forward to this supposed change that they're making where they're allowing you to start past the first world, which is good because the first world is boring as all get out. I look forward to playing some more Borderlands with friends. So if you want to play Borderlands, holler at me. So let's move along. Number two, I have Fire Emblem Three Houses. Fire Emblem is a game that I've looked forward to ever since we saw the first reveal of it. And I remember having this conversation with Mackie, with Phil, about how they were worried because they didn't show off much of the game. What they showed was very bare bones. And I'm so glad they did that because as we were learning what it was, this Harry Potter kind of, you're the teacher that you get to pick a house to teach or whatever. They executed that perfectly. Like, so much of the game takes place outside of actual combat, and it's really good. Like, it's really engrossing. The characters, I think, are done well. At least the characters from the house I played. I just liked it. I like the branching storylines. I like the, for the record, I played the Blue Lions. It's one of those games that I plan on picking up and doing another playthrough of. I just don't know when. But yeah, Fire Emblem Three Houses was amazing. The New Game Plus stuff they added was amazing. Yeah, they did a really good job on it. So, my number one game of the year, and a lot of you are going to judge me, probably very poorly, for making this my favorite game of the year. But in retrospect, I look back on it, I swapped those the top four of my list, I swapped around a lot, and I thought about it a lot. But the game that, top to bottom, overall, for me, was the complete package is The Division 2. And I know, like I said, I know I'm going to get judged for that. Because, one, I don't really play shooters all that much. And two, it's a games as a service game. But I remember when not the first Division came out, because I didn't play the first Division, but around the end time of the first Division, I remember people saying how much it had improved from the start, where it was just a mess, to the finish, where it was actually pretty good. And I remember seeing gameplay of the first one and being like, that looks interesting. They have the right bones there. If they got it wrong, they got it wrong. But it looks good. It looks fun. The Division 2 is really, really fun. I remember seeing the Division 2 and thinking, okay, I'm definitely planning on getting that. The Division 2 looks gorgeous. It came out of the box as a pretty solid package. Most of the times when you get a games of the service game, it comes out and it's janky as all get out. It takes a little work to get to a good spot. The Division 2 was good out of the box. Playing with other people was great. It looks gorgeous. It feels good to play. The grind as you progress through the game is paced really well. The end game is really good. Like, once you beat the game and you get to the post game and the end game, the changes that are made, like, the game actually begins, and that's really good. But I'm not a fan of the loot grind at the end of the game, so I will say that. But otherwise, it's amazing. It's a fun, really fun game. I played a crap ton of it with Phil, Alyssa, and Tyler. Shout out to Tyler, who played a bunch of that with me. But yeah, I love the Division 2. I thought it was great. It's top to bottom the best game that I played this year. So thanks for joining me today. Thanks for listening to me ramble with the cat in my lap. Hopefully my colleagues will follow suit shortly. Look forward to more videos coming up from me. I got a looking forward to 2020 video, the games I'm most looking forward to this year. A rundown of every game I played last year, which is like 60 games. The best indie games of the 2010s. Top 10 games of the 2010s is a list I want to do. I got 3 Two Hods videos that should be up relatively soon. Hopefully more coming soon. But yeah, thank you for joining me today. I'm going to go edit this video now. Have a good one.